What's going on YouTube? Back at you again with another video. JC Cowboys Network. You already know what it is. The Cowboys win 27-26 against the Seattle Seahawks. This is a great leap forward to getting into the regular season with tons of decisions to make to cut down to the 53-man roster. So let's start off with Sam Williams. Sam Williams is going to make a big impact this season, and you can see it on tape. Week in and week out. The only thing about this player is he's going to have to work on certain pass rush moves because this player tends to get his hands and his body caught up into offensive tackles. But if this player can keep working on the technique things, using his hands, understanding dip, understanding rip moves, the little things, this player is going to truly take off. Because sometimes I've seen on tape, he'll get caught up into offensive tackles, and you don't want that because offensive tackles in the NFL, if you're going to run right into them, sometimes you're going to get stonewalled. And I seen a lot of that last night, but I did see the effort. I did see the great motor from this player. So this is the type of guy that Dan Quinn is going to have to get right because this dude has the athletic ability and he has the power to be able to really wreck games. And you see that on tape multiple times. So I'm really excited to see how this player shakes out because he has the physical ability and the athletic ability to really make an impact. So let's move on to Izzy Makwamu and Marquise Bell. Izzy Makwamu had his second interception last night. And this is a player that was a 7th round pick out of South Carolina that we picked up last year. But this guy is out here outplaying 2nd rounders, 3rd rounders, 4th rounders. This dude is really stepping up. This is a player that is showing great technique. He is reading, diagnosing, and attacking the ball. So having a player like him, if he can continue this, Dan Quinn might have no other choice but to implement this player in defensive packages on Sundays. So it's going to be good. But reports came out saying that he hurt his groin. I didn't see when this play happened, but hopefully this player can rest up and be good to go. Marquise Bell is another guy that has really been doing good all of training camp. He's a guy that has the ability to play linebacker, safety, so they're going to have to find a way for this player too. One thing about this team, they've been finding some good guys, and Marquise Bell is one of them. He's a guy that's been making solid plays, sticking his nose in there, making solid tackles, and also had a heads-up interception, and he returned it for about 20 yards. So he's been doing very well, and he's another guy that I'm almost for certain will make this team. So Duron Bland. Duron Bland is a guy that had one of the best training camps coming out of the secondary this year. Outside of Trayvon Diggs, Anthony Brown, and Jordan Lewis, this guy has truly stepped up. He got scored on yesterday. He did get scored on yesterday. He was right there on the player. But if he would have turned around, torqued his body a little bit, and tracked the ball, he could have easily had an interception or a bat down. But the good thing I like about this player is he has short-term memory. If he gets beat, he will keep his head up and go on to the next play. So throughout the game, this player had bat downs. He had a would-be interception. He was sticking his nose in there making tackles. And that's exactly what you like to see out of your corners. So it's going to be exciting to see how this player shapes out. But this player, Makwamu and Marquise Bell, those players, they will make the 53-man roster because these players came out here and did what they had to do in training camp. So let's get to the offensive line. The offensive line is going to be the most important position group if our team is going to take the next step when these games get important. But this offensive line here is not going to work. Kicking Tyler Smith at the left tackle, Connor McGovern at the left guard position, Tyler Biotish at center, Zach Martin at the right guard, and Terrence Steele at the right tackle spot sounds like a better plan because Josh Ball is not going to work at this time. Getting this thing right is critical for Dak Prescott. It's so unfortunate that we continue to have these problems with Tyron Smith, and it hurts to say this, but it might be time to move on. Dallas brought in Tyler Smith to come in at the guard position, but they knew that this player was going to be their future left tackle. But my thing is with Tyler Smith, we know he can be a mauler in the interior, but the questions about this player was the technique issues. So if he gets out at the left tackle position, He's going to have to work on his hands, his feet, proper placement, his kick slide, the whole nine. He's going to have to clean a lot of things up, but he has the ability to take that position and run with it. I love Tyron Smith, but maybe it might be time to move on. I like what I saw from guys like Peyton Hendershot, Story Jackson, and Brandon Smith as well. So the front office is going to have a lot of tough decisions to make. This is a big opportunity for a lot of these players coming out this year, like Izzy Makwamu, Marquise, Duron Bland. The list goes on and on. But Dallas has a lot of decisions to make regarding the 53-man roster. But these guys got to get it right, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams. We got to have the right players. Put these guys in there and we'll be ready to rock and roll. This situation is critical, especially when it comes down to the offensive line. These guys got to make the right decision, whether if it's in-house or free agency. Just make sure you get these guys right, so just in case any guys get injured, you can plug these guys in and it won't be that much of a drop-off. Because it's been a long time, man, and it's go time. It's almost Tampa Bay time. And trust and believe me, I'm going to have some dynamic content when it comes down to these games coming up this year. So we're going to see how this all play out, all right? So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe so y'all can come vibe. You already know what it is. Gone.